Hey guys, I'm DeLadySigner. Welcome back to Planet Wild. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to try and film a hunt, do some proper BBC nature documentary style stuff. So we're on the African grasslands map here. We're going to create the Kalahari Central Reserve in Botswana, which is a classic African nature reserve with all the lions, elephants, zebra, giraffe that you would expect to see. And I'm going to see if we can film a lion hunt and also make a load of different habitats for some of the cutest little animals in the game as well. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing to do is start getting some trees in so we can get this to look like the Central Kalahari. So we're going to go with all the classic African grasslands trees here, like this acacia, and then loads of bits of scrub and bushes and things like that, and put this all over the map. It's basically just the same thing repeated over and over, but it really starts to make it look like an African grassland. And I've used the height map so that we have this sort of valley in the center of the map. So it's a lot lusher there and then a lot drier down here. So IRL, this is like a salt pan, so no water pretty much at all. It's called Desolation Valley, which is a great name. And it's one of the reasons it's called that is because the way the salt reflects the beautiful blue sky that you get in Africa makes it look like water. So I think people have spent millennia sort of staggering through the African bush and thinking, oh yes, finally water, I'm saved, and they get there and it's just salt and mud. So that's sort of the effect I'm going for here. I've got a really dry part in the middle, and then a little bit of watering hole as well for the animals. And yeah, this is starting to look like something. Obviously very, very unfinished at this stage, but that's where we're at right now. Let's take a look at the next stage of the build. So the next thing to do, of course, is to get the Planet Wild campsite in, which gives us a lovely view out over the valley. I've started putting one of my favourite items in as well, which is the termite mound enrichment item. Such a great item, and obviously something you'd see a lot in Africa, especially on these sort of open, dry plains. When you put them in, they kind of ruin the terrain around them, so I'll need to fix that. A few more bits of scrub to start making this central area look more interesting. And I've started putting some more of the tree arrangements over here as well. We've got our Jeep, Planet Wild Jeep. Really want to put a logo on the side of this thing, but I can never work out how to do it. Maybe I'll ask like Just Goran or something to someone like that to make me one of those amazing signs just made out of tiny little pieces. That would look really cool on the side of the Jeep. But yeah, just a small update here. So there's a bit more work to do on this place, but let's start getting some habitats in for the animals. So firstly, over here, I've made a dry little area for everyone's favourite little animal, the meerkats. The great thing about the Central Kalahari Reserve is it sits just next to the Kalahari Desert. So in the lusher parts, you get all the classic African animals that you would expect. And then in drier parts, you still get meerkats and aardvarks and things like that. So I've made a little dry spot for them here. A little raised bit of ground, some rocks. I love the soil texture on this map. The way you get the cracked, sun-baked soil, that's really cool. Some grasses and plants buried into the ground as always. And I think this will make a nice little habitat for the meerkats. Now, I mentioned the aardvarks, and that's what I want to concentrate on next. We'll get a little habitat for the aardvarks together way over on the other side of this big valley. So away on the other side of the valley, we have a little burrow for the aardvarks. I really like how this turned out. So it's the burrow enrichment item, and then I've built up the terrain around it and sunk loads and loads of plants into it. And I think it looks really natural. I think they're going to look really cool coming in and out of here. I've made them a little game trail, so we can zoom along down here. And I think I'm going to put a termite mound about here that they can run back and forth from. I'll have to hide some enrichment near it because For some reason the aardvarks don't use the natural termite mound in this game, they only use the little sort of fake one. But yeah, this is a nice little area for them, and it looks out across the sort of plain in the middle. Let's do some more work on that. Okay, so that little watering hole that we saw has had a bit of a facelift. So we've got some nice little plants, some dring grass, a few of the flowers, I forgot what type of flower they are, the papyrus sedge, etc. in these little raised parts in the middle. So if we zoom out, it's starting to look nice now. I like how all the termite mounds look in the background. Got some more dead trees and things like that around as well. And it's starting to look like a nice little staging ground where a lot of the animals are going to go. We're going to have one massive habitat around here for most of the animals. We've got our aardvarks away over there. We've got the meerkats somewhere there we go. We're going to have some lions over here, and what I'm going to do is we'll have all the animals in separate habitats, get some nice shots of them, and then we're going to join all the habitats together and just watch the carnage commence and try and film a lion hunt. Now you can't have a lion hunt without lions, so I've built them a little rock here, which is going to be their initial habitat. Nothing fancy, just a sort of area for them to be in. And then I've put some more rocks and stuff in this central habitat here. Got a little lookout rock for a cheetah, so he can survey the plain before deciding what to chase after. And I also use the conservation lamps to make little weaver bird nests on some of the acacia trees, which I really like. I think that's really cool. So yeah, that is most of the map done. What we need to do now is get some animals in. Oh yeah, I like how this is looking. It's so much easier to make big, expansive landscapes like this now that you can turn off escapes in Sandbox. You can pretty much do whatever you like and get some really cool shots like this. I love the little aardvark burrow. I think that's my favourite part of this build, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, really happy with this. It looks really nice and peaceful now, but it is not going to stay that way for long. So I promised you we'd try and film a hunt, and a lion hunt is what we're going to take a look at now. So I needed to pick a victim for the lions to chase after. Not this guy, he is way too big. So the short straw was drawn by a little warthog. You can see him in the background there. Sorry little dude, it's not going to be your day today. I'm going to leave you with the lion hunt. And there we go. I really hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed trying to film that. I will see you again for some more Planet Zoo videos very soon. Thanks for watching.